Having a well-trained son is supposed to be an assurance of a secured and peaceful old age. But mine is troubling my mind. I haven't had a good sleep in the past weeks.
You watch where you're going? Come and take your apology.
Sorry. I try to take my mind off it and pray, but I think my faith is really being tested now.
Madam, please calm down. Let's settle this issue amicably. That is why we're here.
Don't tell me to calm down.
My son is blaming me for his marital woes. I mean, woes he created for himself, which I tried to help him clean up. He was barely 20 when he impregnated a girl of almost the same age. I had to step in as a father.
I'm respecting you as a man, and that is why I'm accepting you into my house. I've got my lawyer and the police, and they know what to do. I promise you, your son will not go free.
Anyway, sir, we appreciate your patience so far. And also we acknowledge your annoyance in not wanting us in your house.
I'm glad you know.
But sir, it's not our joy that our son is in detention. To say I was humiliated by his foolishness is an understatement. He was arrested and locked up for rape.
You should have trained him.
Thank God for the girl who insisted that she was not raped. That helped his release, including his paternal grandmother's intervention. My son had excuse of his, but I didn't want to entertain them.
So you want to use your own teenage to start to become a father? Why?
Daddy, she was the one asking for it.
Shut up your mouth!
My God.
You mean she was the one?
Yes, mommy.
Even if she was the one, why didn't you resist her?
Even if you must have a girlfriend, can you not choose a girlfriend your own class? Do you see how powerful that family is? If not for your grandmother, who intervened today and made your release secure, you will still have been there. That man is ready to take you to any length. Abi?
Yes, so. Yes. And Charity, you are really lucky that she agreed that she likes you. If not, that would have been the end of your life. You would have ended up in jail.
Well, since this is the path you have chosen, we'll still have another meeting with them tomorrow. And you had better start planning towards becoming a father.
Father?
And a husband.
Husband, how?
After several family meetings, I had to insist that my son accept responsibility and marry the girl after his university studies.
He's just a teenager. He's too small for that.
He didn't know he was a teenager when he was doing it.
That's not right. It's not right at all.
So do you have I mean, what else do you want us to do?
That's not proper.
So, may God help you.
That gave the girl also space to pursue her own education. while their daughter, which is my granddaughter, was with the girl's mother. She insisted on getting married when my son was in final year. She was in her second year then, though there were a few disagreements and issues between them, but all were resolved. I didn't know there were issues hidden from you. I mean serious ones.
Did you see my pizza? Eh?
I'm not feeling too strong. Please, can you take me to the hospital?
Oh, get a car. As you can see, I'm late to work. I have to go to work. I will still have to drop Penny in school. Penny, let's go. Let's go to school. Don't worry, Mom will be fine. No one's be late. See you, take care of yourself.
It got so bad that he spent days away from home. It is hard to believe my son was the originator of everything.
Oh my God, Honey, where are you been? For God's sake, why did you just disappear for the past 3 days? You just left. No call, nothing.
I'm sorry.
Honey, what have I done? Why
I'm still wondering where I went wrong in this issue. Is it wrong to ask one's child to bear his responsibility for his own actions?
Charity, dear. It's okay.
When my daughter-in-law came to report the matter to my wife, and she to me, it was like she talking of someone else, a stranger.
I've never for one single day enjoyed a day of peace.
I had to take action.
Hold on.
I have to talk to my son,
Be free tomorrow since it's
but I know him. He's very dodgy, so I involved my pastor.
all right. Please, I would like you to meet with my church pastor by 10 a.m. There's something important he needs to discuss with you.
Important? No, there's no problem.
No. I discussed with him because on your behalf for some small contracts, so he would like to see you.
Okay, that's nice. Thank you very much, sir. You are talking about Pastor Dele, right?
Yes, Pastor Dele. Yeah.
Okay, I'll definitely be there.
All right.
Will you be coming also?
I'm not sure I'll be there by 10 a.m., but I will be there surely. But please, make sure you get there on time.
Alright, sir. Trust me, sir. You know I don't joke with money.
I know you.
Definitely going to be there.
I know you. All right.
Okay, Brother Julius,
Sir.
please listen to this verse of scripture quickly.
Okay, sir.
Ephesians 5:25, it says, "Husbands, love your wives, just as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for her." As you can see, we are admonished to see our wives as ourselves,
Yes, sir.
and to do unto them what we accept for ourselves.
Yes, sir.
That shouldn't be hard to do for someone you love, should it?
No, sir. But I don't understand.
Okay, your father told me all that's been going on in your home, and he prevailed on me to talk to you about this matter.
Excuse me, sir. I was asked to come here to discuss contracts and not my marriage.
Alright. Sir, please, can we discuss the contract first?
There is no contract. This is the contract.
This is the contract?
Yes.
In that case, sir, I think I would have to leave. Sorry.
So, Julius, you have become so rude, as he said. Huh? Are you the same Julius that grew up in this church? The one that was a role model? Okay, you have two choices. Sit down and sort this out, or leave and have a life without support out there.
Sir. I'm sorry, sir.
Julius, what exactly is the problem?
There's no problem, sir.
No problem, and your wife is crying.
Sir, I was forced to marry her. It wasn't from my mind.
I used to like her, but I was young then. I didn't know my right from my left.
But you got her pregnant.
Sir, that is an evidence that I was stupid then. And now, I'm made to live a stupid life daily.
Julius, accepting your error is not being stupid. It's wisdom.
Wisdom? I'm not enjoying it, sir. I'm not enjoying it at all. See, I told my parents that I'm going to take responsibility of the child. But they should allow me marry somebody that I love whenever I'm ready to get married. But they refused.
Julius, why are you angry?
Sir, dear in school, I met a lady that is totally compatible with me. But I'm hooked up with Charity, whom I don't even love, and it's eating me up.
Oh, I see. That's the issue.
Partially. Just part of it.
I see a serpent in the garden.
With all due respect, sir, she is not a serpent. She is a proper Christian that Charity cannot even match. As a matter of fact, her father is even a pastor. Do you know what? Whenever I meet her, I feel complete. When I get home, guess what? Charity just irritates me.
Elder, welcome, sir.
Good day, Pastor.
Please, have your seat, sir.
What my son said that day was incomprehensible to me. And I'm still wondering if it was my son or a stranger that spoke.
Julius, sir, can you tell your father what you just told me?
I heard everything. I heard everything.
I've been fasting and praying for my son since then, but it seemed to suddenly get worse after that meeting. This indeed is a great temptation.
The decisions you make or fail to make have a positive or negative impact on you, your future, and society at large. So start making decisions. Welcome to today's episode of Decisions. We are excited because we have, I am excited because I have two of my favorite persons on set with me. I have missed him so much. Not missed her, it's just nice to have her around. Okay, we have Pastor Kester. Good day, sir. Welcome.
It's good to be here again.
Don't mind, I can't pronounce your surname. I'm still trying to get used to that. How you doing?
I'm okay.
It's good to see you. He's the CEO of Tech Solutions and is the one in charge of Reality Ministries. And to my far left, we have Pastor Sheung Adakaraza. She's a pharmacist and pastor in Salt City Church. Warri. Welcome, ma.
Thank you.
It's good to have you.
It's good to be here.
Okay. We'll just go straight into what we're talking about today. The topic for today is mending the basket. A lot of persons are in situations where they are trying to mend their basket, in quote. They're trying to, just manage what they have. So at the end of today, we'll know whether we should continue managing or we should just throw the basket away. You know what I'm saying? Okay. While I was trying to do research for today's topic, I found that the divorce rate for marriages, people that go into marriages because the lady got pregnant, it's 90% higher. That means there's in 6 years, there's a 90% chance that they get divorced or estranged, as it were. So, but people don't know this, or I don't know whether it's a case of they know it and they are choosing to take a blind eye to it because we see these things happen. But I don't know where the problem is coming from. But I hope at the end of the next 20 minutes or thereabouts, we're able to decipher it. So the first question is, those that are married, those that have been married because they got pregnant, are they really, is it enough? Are they showing to other people enough that this thing is a good thing?
It's not a good thing for people to get married simply because somebody got pregnant. It is not the best. Now, let's draw attention to the movie we just watched. The topic today is mending the basket. I like that topic so much. And for us to mend the basket, we have to look at the foundation, which is juvenile exuberance. What brought about the whole marriage thing or the whole saga is as a result of uncurbed desire for sex. And that is prevalent in the society we live in today. How do we curb juvenile exuberance? Because if that is nipped in the bud, there will be no issue of pregnancy, there will be no issue of divorce, issue of forced marriage or whatever. So I think we should look into the foundation of the problem before we start talking about the problem itself. How do we curb, how do we prevent young people from going into immature relationship or getting into a relationship at an immature age when they're not ready for it? Citing an example from the video we just watched. What's the responsibility of parents, of pastors? What's the responsibility of mentors? What's the responsibilities of guardians towards, or teachers even in schools, towards ameliorating this trend? I was handling one recently, but watching this video just brought a lot of things to mind. You know, so how do we solve this? How do we proffer solutions? What do we do to end this? If not to end it, to reduce the menace. Because it's so prevalent. Children are getting pregnant, becoming child parents. There's something we can do, and I thank God for this program. This program will go a long way to solve a lot of problems and help somebody out there who needs counsel in this area.
Okay, so from your view, what would you say, or what are the things you think? Because I think people are actually doing a lot. Parents, it's right now. Personally, for me, I've run out of ideas, on what to do to curb this, because it seems the more the church talks about it, the more parents talk about it.
There's so much to be done. So much to be done. Young people these days are looking. They have need of mentors. Parents are becoming too busy about their daily needs and daily bread that they don't give the kind of attention they should give to their children. I was handling a case because I'm into mentoring and I've been into mentoring for a long time. There was this young girl that was always around me, always close to me, and I was so surprised at the time that she was getting into a relationship and I never knew about it until she was about to make a decision, and by the Spirit of God I got to know, and that's how I came in. But what came to my mind was, how come she didn't open up to me? In spite of the fact she was always seeing me, always calling me pastor, but she didn't open up to tell me. So what do we do to really penetrate these young people to a point where they are able to open up and tell us, become naked and not ashamed, tell us whatever, as mentors, as pastors, as parents? You should be able to mentor your child to a point where the child will not hide anything from you. Will be able to tell you when it's about to fall, when it's rising, whatever. You should be able to bring your child to that point by showing them love and affection. I noticed that in my own case, that person was close to me, but I wasn't physically close. But I wasn't as close to her as I should be. And I learned my lessons. I started asking her questions I should ask her, teaching her things I should teach her. Yeah. It's not only about the Bible, right? Because man is a spirit, living in this body and having a soul. There is this body that has its own appetites. Sexual drive is real.
Okay. Well, I'll sorry to cut you short. I want to ask you a question. Speaking of, not just about the Bible, let's go to church. Do you think our churches are doing enough work when it comes to teaching teenagers, especially, or young youth, about, like, talk on sex? What are they doing enough on sexual education? I think the general thing they do in church is don't fornicate. Fornication is not good, and that's where it ends majorly. Are they doing enough in your own view? And if they are not, what should they be doing? What exactly should they do for teenagers?
Okay, I mean, I agree with everything that Pastor Kester said. But I must also add that as regards the church is, I think, we're too sanctimonious to mention several things, and it might be killing us. Because if we're supposed to know the truth, there are certain truths that should be mentioned even in church. Teenagers should, not a lot of churches have teenage ministries. So would encourage that when you notice teenagers in your ministries, please start encouraging, small classes for them, engage them as much as you can, because teenagers have millions of unanswered questions.
Yes.
And no matter how much you raise a child, some people are just not, they will, no matter how much the parent has, done, the children faced with friends who say things, who are burdened, who are bullied, who are, several things. So yes, the church is there, but we should do much more. Let us start teenage ministries. Let's not be afraid to say the things that they hear outside. Let us tell them so that the church knows and they know that the church is aware of some of these things and we can educate them better, because the society is educating us in different ways. The society is about to tell you about maybe a toothpaste, but it's telling you in a sensual manner.
Yeah.
So let's know what we're doing as such. The church is trying, but the truth is, we'll still go back to the parents. The church is trying, I must tell you, but there's no end to what we can do. We must still, thrive further. Teenagers cannot be left alone, and the earlier we catch them, the better. But let's move back to the homes. This is where most of the children spend the time. Okay. We have a culture that supports a woman who looks back and says, I already have grandchildren. At what expense? For example, you have a child who gave birth at 18 and maybe already has a child, and somehow pretends to you like, oh, she's all right, but the mother has another friend who the child finished school, maybe married at 27, doesn't have children yet, maybe 4, 3, 5 years down the line, and it's like, oh, I thank God I even have grandchildren. Yeah. So we are in a place where we're culturally influenced and our culture supports some sort of things. So the woman will be doing everything possible to make sure that, or the man, as the case may be, especially in what we have seen, may be doing everything possible to make sure that that home does not break. It appears intact to the whole world. So the bulk of the responsibility is still on the parents, as much as church has a lot.
Okay, now I'm going to ask a question, just one more question on this issue, and then we'll leave it. Still on back to the home and parent judgment. I think what a lot of churches do, they're trying a lot, but a lot of churches, what they do is they come out more judgmental. Like they come out more, if you do this, you get this. If you don't do this, you don't get this. They come out more, teenagers don't find solace in church or even homes, out of fear, out of the fact of being looked at as the bad person. So they don't talk about their struggles. So what do we do? What should the church do as it comes to making teenagers feel judged?
I think for me that's a very dicey topic, and I'll tell you why. The church remains the correctional body for the world. As much as we want to embrace in love, you also don't want any teenager or any child to do something and say, well, if I go to pastor, they won't let my parents castigate me. They will say, God still, yes, truly, God still loves us. But the Bible says that the child whom the Father loves, He chastises it. So while we just, yes, I agree with you, the church has to strike a balance with love and correction. Judgment and then no other action doesn't do anything. It's not even in our place to judge. It's our place to bring the child in, correct that child, and let them see the wrong that they have done so it doesn't happen again. However, such corrections must be done in love.
Okay.
I don't know if Pastor Kester agrees.
She has come from the church and go from the home angle.
Yes, very well, very well.
How do you make children feel safe that regardless of the fact that you're going to be grounded on one hand for doing this, but you're fine? That some children, some kind of punishment you give to a child that they will enjoy taking it because they know that even me, I deserve this in quote, and mommy loves me. So how do we put that out for as parents?
Now see, we have to influence the children positively. Influence what they read, the kind of books. You should be able to monitor what they read, because they have friends who apply peer group pressure on them. They see their friends reading a book or telling a story in class about a book they read, and you get interested in the book, and maybe that book is not good enough for them. Parents should give attention to what their children are reading, the movies they watch, because these are the things that influences their characters. So what are they watching? When you are him, when they are not him, what are they watching? What kind of friends are they keeping? What kind of discussions are they making? Get close to them to a point where you are able to influence them positively, because the influence you give them will sort of reflect in the way they act outside the house when you are not there.
Okay.
And above all, you must train. The Bible says, train up a child in the way he should go. in the way it should go, so that when it grows, it will not depart from it. We must lay the godly foundation. Make them see God as first, God as number one, as God as one that should be pleased.
Okay, no, I was going to also add that sometimes as parents, there's a tendency to make our children to look like gods in front of the children. Like, oh, my children, my perfect, flawless, without mistakes and everything, infallible. So you maybe raise a child that believes that my parents grew up like this, I must not fall. So a child makes a mistake, it's not going to come and tell you.
Okay.
So it's okay to let children, know that they're growing. But at the same time, like Pastor Kester said, the values that you imbibe in them from the beginning will let them know that you love them. So when they go against the values, it's not like you hate them. You only hate the behavior. So we should promote the culture of hating the behavior but still loving the child. So that's going to help us, refine our correction and make this child still feel accepted in the house.
Okay. We're going on a short break right now, but when we come back, we're not going to talk about the issue directly. We'll start with parents. Should you force your child to get married because he got someone pregnant out of it? We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Mutual love. What's the place of mutual love in marriages? I know of our fathers, maybe, I don't know, some of your parents that got married and didn't know jack about the person.
This time in the way of the marriage. But there is no commitment to stay with each other. They don't love each other, but because there's a baby, that is still no reason to stay married. Marriage is not...
When correction needs to be made, and be able to also accept corrections when you're corrected.
Okay.
And all this are standing on the foundation of the determination to make it work.
Welcome back to Decisions. We're still talking about men in the basket, and Pastor Kester and Pastor Sheung, they're doing great justice to this topic. Okay, before we went on the break, I said we're going to ask a question. We're going to start officially, gengeli, as it were. Okay, parents, it's so prevalent amongst us. Let's use where we are right now. I'm sure in other parts of the world it's the same thing, but here they want to force you to get married. Having a baby is synonymous to getting married. I have a friend that tells me, his mom tells him, if any of there are 4 boys, they're all boys. If any of you get a girl pregnant, get ready to take the responsibility. And for that, she means get ready to marry her. Regardless, she doesn't care how it's going to happen, but just know you're going to get married to her. So what is that's the issue. Take your question and give me an answer on it. How do you is it a culture we have to start changing, or do we have to, I don't know, how do you go about parents that force their young ones, especially when they're young, to get married?
It's been a mindset, especially here, I don't know about other parts of the world, that if a guy gets a girl pregnant, in fact, where I grew up, you always start calling that guy the wife.
I don't know what it is that brought you here today.